All right. So this is question number 2 of February March 2024 बच्चों IGCSE paper. So the question is the element is in group 7 of the periodic table are known as halogens. Halogen can form halides. Identify the halogen with the lowest density at room temperature and pressure. So जल्दी से बताएं बच्चों, what is the right answer for this? Definitely density down the group increases. So the first element of this group would be the least denser. Absolutely right, Bacho. Good job. Then they are asking for the next thing. State the appearance of bromine at room temperature and pressure. We all know this. Bromine is the only liquid non-metal in the periodic table, and the appearance is in the liquid state. It is reddish brown liquid. Right, everyone? Right, everyone? Reddish brown liquid. All right, then the next part is saying use the periodic table to give the symbol of the halogen with the highest atomic number. Now, the problem is this. Many of the students are writing iodine over here, but they are not, or astatine, sorry, astatine over there, but they are not just looking at the periodic table. Just look at the periodic table. This is the new periodic table added to your papers. And in this paper, if you just look at over there, so the last element in this group is the new element which is added over here, that is टेनिसीन. ठीक है ना? आप देखें यहाँ पर एक नया एलिमेंट जो है डिस्कवर्ड हो चुका है, जो कि यहाँ पर ऐड कर दिया गया है, जिसका नाम है टेनिसीन. आप यहाँ पर इस एलिमेंट की बात कर सकते हैं, दैट इज टीएस, टेनिसीन. आप ये नया एलिमेंट है जो कि सबसे ज्यादा एटॉमिक नंबर रखता होगा, तो दैट शुड बी टेनिसीन. ठीक है भाई. नाउ दे आर आस्किंग फॉर डिड्यूस द नंबर ऑफ ऑक्युपाइड शेल्स इन एन एटम ऑफ दिस एलिमेंट. इस एलिमेंट के आखिरी शेल में कितने, ओ सॉरी, कितने शेल्स हैं टोटल इसके. वो बोल रहा है टोटल कितने शेल्स हैं. तो जरा देखते हैं कि इसके टोटल कितने शेल्स हैं. जस्ट हमने पीरियड नंबर फाइंड आउट करना है. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. दिस इज बिलोंगिंग फ्रॉम period number 7. It means it should have 7 occupied shells. So we can simply write over here 7 occupied shells. 7 occupied shells. All right. Then bromine molecules have covalent bonding. What is mean by the term covalent bonding? What is covalent bonding? This is sharing, yeah, shared pair of electrons. This is a shared pair of electrons between two non-metal, yet non-metallic atoms. This is the simple covalent bonding means. All right, then they are saying name one halides which bromine molecules can displace. So definitely the one which is less reactive than bromine can be displaced by bromine. So it should be iodine, or it should be astatine, or it should be the new element tennessine. So you can write any one of them. It should be iodine for me. It's more easier, right? Explain why bromine can displace this halide. Because as bromine is more reactive than iodine. Simple as this. Then name halide compound which can be used to detect the presence of water. So we know this. For the presence of water, we use two different tests. Number one is anhydrous copper 2 sulfate, and number two is anhydrous cobalt 2 chloride paper. So over here, copper sulfate with sulfate, sorry. So cobalt 2 chloride में chloride है, which is the halogen. So we can write anhydrous लिखना बहुत जरूरी है. Anhydrous cobalt 2 chloride paper. एक नंबर का आपको नाम का मिलेगा, दूसरा नंबर आपको anhydrous लिखने का मिलेगा. Right, every one of you? Is that clear? Let's complete this question first. Then I am going to ask your queries. Then calcium chloride is an ionic compound. Complete the dot and cross diagram, figure 2.1, the ions in the calcium chloride. Give the charge on each of the ion. Now we all know this, chloride is from group 7, so it must be 1 minus. And the calcium is from group number 2, so it should be 2 plus. We all know this. But हम charges तो लिख देते हैं, बट हम भूल जाते हैं कि यहाँ पर हमें इसको कंप्लीट भी करना था. देखिए यहाँ क्या लिखा हुआ है, कंप्लीट डॉट एंड क्रॉस डायग्राम. हम जब चार्जेस की बात करते हैं तो हम चार्जेस वाली नीचे वाली लाइन में पढ़ते हैं चार्जेस के बारे में, चार्जेस लिख के छोड़ देते हैं. हम स्ट्रक्चर को कंप्लीट करना भूल जाते हैं. Chlorine have 17 electrons, so it must have 7 electrons in the last shell, so it will receive 1 electron and become chloride ion. So right now in the structure, if you just look at over there, the structure having 2 shells and having 10 electrons only. So we need to draw one more shell over there, and we need to draw the electrons over there as well. So this should be, you can see this 7 more electrons of chlorine atom, and 1 would be cross, right? And over here you can see this calcium have 20 electrons, so it loses 2 electrons, so 8 more cross you need to draw over here to complete the structure of calcium. Again, you need to draw for chlorine 7 dots of chlorine, and 1 each, you can say that 1 electron from calcium. So you can see this calcium is losing 2 electrons, each chlorine would receive 1 electron, right? You need to keep remember this. Then aqueous lead ions are added to the aqueous chloride ions. A white precipitates of insoluble lead chloride is formed. Name the lead compound which can be used in this reaction. So you can see this. This is aqueous lead ions, and we know this. The only soluble salt of lead is lead to nitrate, as the lead is, you can say, the transition metal. So we need to mention the transition state of this. And they already mentioned, you can see this in the question. Then write an ionic equation for this reaction, include the state symbol. Just look at over here. State symbol is necessary over here for 1 mark. You need to write the state symbols over there. So lead 2 ions should be aqueous initially. Then we have 2 chloride ions that should be aqueous initially. And then when they combine together, they will form lead 2 chloride that should be solid. Right, every one of you, or not? Right? Good job. All right. So they are asking name one other insoluble chloride that is a chloride and insoluble as well. So we all know this, that all the chlorides are soluble except up. Up matlab A for silver and P for lead. So AgCl is one more compound that is insoluble chloride. जी हमजा साहब क्या सवाल पूछना चाह रहे हैं बेटे?
सर हमने जो पीछे किया था ब्रोमीन के लिए, लाइक हमें लिखा था रेडिश ब्राउन लिक्विड, क्या हम सिर्फ ब्राउन लिख सकते थे या
देखो बेटा,
लिक्विड और
गैशियस फॉर्म में ब्रोमीन जो है ब्राउन होती है, और लिक्विड फॉर्म में रेडिश ब्राउन होती है, और एक्वस फॉर्म में ऑरेंज होती है. तो यू नीड टू कीप रिमेंबर दीज 3 डिफरेंट कलर्स, राइट?
ओके सर, एक और मेरा
बिकॉज
सवाल था कि
लिक्विड
हमने
के अंदर पार्टिकल्स करीब करीब होंगे ना, तो दे वुड गिव यू डार्कर कलर, राइट?
ओके
जी.
सर, क्या अच्छा मेरा सवाल था कि जो हमने कोवलेंट कंपाउंड्स की डेफिनेशन लिखी थी, क्या हम ये भी लिख सकते थे कि लाइक व्हेन टू नॉन मेटल्स कंबाइन टू मेक एन कंपाउंड इट्स नोन एज कोवलेंट कंपाउंड?
That's absolutely right, but there is a word share pair of electron, that is the necessary word we need to write, because covalent bond is always formed by the sharing of electrons. So if you're not using the word share over there, so it means your 1 mark should be deduct, right?
सर, तो जैसे आपके नोट्स में लिखा हुआ है कि बॉन्ड्स बिटवीन सिमिलर और डिफरेंट नॉन मेटल्स, तो ये भी
यस,
डेफिनेशन
जब मैंने वो लिखवाई थी तो आपको याद होगी कि मैंने उसके साथ साथ आपको एक बात और बताई थी कि जब आप ये लिख रहे हैं तो याद रखिएगा, दिस इज ओनली द डेफिनेशन टू आइडेंटिफाई द कंपाउंड्स, इज दैट कोवलेंट और आयोनिक. तो वो डेफिनेशन सिर्फ इसलिए थी टू आइडेंटिफाई, राइट?
ओके ओके, थैंक यू सो मच.
ऑल राइट जी, शामिर.
सर कॉपर क्लोराइड सॉल्युबल होते हैं इनसॉल्युबल?
कॉपर क्लोराइड
यस सर, वो सॉल्युबल होते हैं या इनसॉल्युबल?
सॉल्युबल होता है बेटा, और क्लोराइड आर सॉल्युबल एक्सेप्ट सिल्वर एंड लेड. 2 ही इनसॉल्युबल क्लोराइड हैं, बाकी सारे सॉल्युबल हैं.
ओके सर.
जी बेटा इमाद.
There are two questions.
जी.
पहला सवाल था कि आप पार्ट एफ दोबारा एक्सप्लेन कर दें. दूसरा था कि आप पीरियोडिक टेबल ग्रुप पे भेज सकते हैं, नहीं भाई?
जी बिल्कुल, मैं भेज दूंगा. अभी मैं ये पीडीएफ ही पूरी भेज दूंगा, डोंट वरी. और जो आप पार्ट एफ की बात करो, दिस इज अ सिंपल आयोनिक कंपाउंड. वी नीड टू कंप्लीट द आयंस स्ट्रक्चर दैट वी प्रैक्टिस अ लॉट, राइट? सो अगर आप कैल्शियम के आयन का स्ट्रक्चर बनाएं और क्लोराइड के आयन का स्ट्रक्चर बनाएं, इट सीम्स लाइक दिस दैट वी ड्रॉ इन दिस क्वेश्चन, राइट?
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
ऑल राइट जी, अहमद बेटे.
Sir, can you repeat G part 1?
G part 1 is asking for the soluble salt of lead. So you can see this in the G, they are saying aqueous lead ions. So aqueous lead ion can only be possible when you are using any soluble salt of lead, right? Otherwise, only lead ions are not available, right? There should be a lead soluble salt. So the only soluble salt of lead is lead nitrate. All right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Ji, Sara Junaid bete.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.
Walaikum salam.
सर पीछे एक सवाल था कि व्हाट इज मेंट बाय कोवलेंट बॉन्डिंग, तो हम इसमें वीक इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन की बात नहीं लिख सकते?
No, they are asking for covalent bonding. They are not asking why the covalent compounds are weak, right? So when you are drawing
Okay, okay.
covalent compound, there is a bond between the elements, right? And this is due to the sharing of electrons. Once the molecule has been formed, then there is attraction between the molecules. That is not covalent bonding, but that is the bonding which is going to be overcome when you are heating them, right?
Okay.
जी बेटा अहमद.
सर मुझे ये वाटर का टेस्ट समझ नहीं आया सर.
Water ka test, we use two different substances to check the presence of water. If you are going to test that is that water or not, so you can use two different substances. One is anhydrous copper 2 sulfate, that is white in color. When you add water over there, or when you add this salt to the water, it absorbs water and turns into blue color, right? And you can even use anhydrous cobalt 2 chloride paper, which is blue in color. When you put that in the water, so it absorbs water and convert it into pink color. So these are the two different tests that you can use for the checking of water, right, every one of you? So this is the question number 2 that you need to keep remember about this new paper. Let's move on towards question number 3.